Well, they started again today. So, you know what I did? It's like, look, from that thing that how pathetic these people are. And Michelle's family just need to get over that they've used them. Because do you realize how pathetic of people these are? They're pathetic. They're slime and they're pathetic. Somebody moves 10 miles out of town and some idiot shows up. They haven't been outside of town living 3 days and it goes into a store. Doesn't know anybody there and asks them to help kill their wife. And they agree to help. They're slime. Okay? Absolutely fucking slime. Most people call 911 conspiracy to commit murder. But they're retired judge's family in it with some drug dealers. So, yeah, we'll kill. And then he tells them about his new big house. Oh, we want it. Okay? They're slime. Now, I'm living on an air mattress because my things are in storage. Don't have a refrigerator. The well water is so toxic, you can't drink it. It looks like poop water. It's stopping up even the toilets and everything else. We had to replace the inside of the toilet several times. We're living out of fishing cooler. We can't even keep food in the house. So we don't even have a freezer out because it's in the storage too. So you basically have a fishing cooler with bottles of water and ice. And he works midnights. Okay? He gets off at 5. Okay? He's home by 5:30. He sleeps till 10:30, 11. We get up, we get dressed, and we go get something to eat. Go to that storage unit. Either you load up my car and his truck and bring it another load up, put it in the garage. We pick up something for me to have something for dinner and his lunch. And I put it in that fishing cooler so I can warm it up with a microwave for later. And his lunch. And I got an air mattress and a TV with a DVD player on the floor. And I lived like that for weeks. While we were slowly emptying a whole house out of storage. Bin by bin by bin. And even his guns and his reloading stuff was down at Danny's. And we would put it in the garage, and he would unload it, and I would unload it from the garage and put it away. And it would take me most of the evening to unload that load. Okay? Now, breaking in somebody's home within 6 days of them living, basically camping, and the septic tank, I found out later on, we weren't even supposed to be staying there because that old septic tank was full, and they said it could have been spilling into the backyard. We have replaced, and we didn't get it replaced after the 4th. And, yeah. And the water's coming out orange, brown, and yeah, and it's literally rocks are coming up and the nice faucets. We had to replace one, and we had the inside of the toilet. We had to replace the guts inside the toilet a couple times because the water was that bad. So why would you break in a home within 6 days of somebody living on an air mattress? Living out of a fishing cooler and can't even keep food in there and a TV on the floor. Because you're pathetic slime and you wanted the finished product. And they did all this in vain. Soon as he got the house, the jewelry, he broke up with that girl. He broke up with that girl. That's why he was going to marry Kathy. And then he broke up with her. And now her family's down here terrorizing me with the dirty cops that did it on their own. Trying to steal everything that I had in life. And the only thing I knew was I had bruises and I was getting sick on drinks. And where they thought they were funny, photoshopping shower scenes, I guess, and date rape drugging me where I was getting sick and dizzy and hours were passing and waking up with bruises, telling me to say something stupid and I wouldn't know who did it. And so they have their little Ponzi scheme. They can't get money out of this. They can go to jail for a long time. So when I go to the Portage County Sheriff's to confront them, because some of the dirty cops are supposed to be involved, Miss Hall, I can guarantee not one of our officers would ever do that. We would never be in your home or any other home outside of a protective light case. I said, we have to speak to everyone before we start. Yes. I said that, or you couldn't look or listen. Yes. I said, I said you couldn't look or listen. I said you have to speak to everyone before you start. Yes. I said it's the Fourth Amendment. Yes. I said he said that would be totally illegal. Nor would any of our officers ever do that. Being yours or I. They're not going to say they're cops and a dirty retired judge and some are in it with some drug dealers. Some new people are moving in town, extorting money and scaring people out of everything they have in life. And terrorizing them and date rape drugging them. My God, it's over 10 years federal prison just saying they're in my home. Because legal search and seizure is 5. And then for every civil right broke, it's 1 to 10. And then conflict of interest, 1 to 10. They got 10 years federal at the minimum. And it's not admissible. Now, the good cops, for where they corrupted that agent, I told you I got to thinking about last night. Will did ask me, do you know if he has a girlfriend? And I said, I don't know. See, that's why I didn't hang up on that phone, because I wanted to see if that was his girlfriend. And some guy started rambling about stuff in the background. He's like, she doesn't know. See, he did know about Michelle. They said they called him and explained Michelle, and they cut this deal that no one had ever helped me. He did know. And it was a set that he wouldn't help me. And they did cut a deal. Okay? I got to thinking about it. They did. He did know. He's a slime too. He's going to let me and my grandchildren, my children die for money. Department of Justice needs to pull all his contacts, everything, and put him in jail. Wonder how many other people he let die or be victimized. My one friend that used to work for the prosecutor said these backdoor deals happen all the time. They'll go in and they'll let victims be victimized or killed until somebody picks back up that case. But yeah, this is just Michelle's family and their dirty cop friends that did it on their own, trying to think that they could steal that big house. Goes in there, ask them all to help kill me. Oh, we'll do it. Oh, you got that big house. Oh, wow. Yeah. And then he starts dating that girl on a rouge, has her friends and family try to do all this shit behind my back. And I just have bruises and I'm getting sick on drinks and I don't know what's happening to me. And yeah. And then when they go to kill me again, that call. They corrupt the agent. And then I'm just left up there to die and hell breaks loose. Because like hell, when I didn't call him back for 3 days, they weren't up there looking for me. I didn't call him back for the 4th day. That they weren't up there looking for me, and they didn't find me drugged up in bed. They didn't find their dirty cameras. They didn't find that guy impersonating the federal officer at Paymer's, and that they didn't have a copy of my phone, and that Dave was dating a retired judge's daughter. Because police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life, and they have to speak to everyone before they start, or it's abuse and misconduct, and then failure to protect is abuse and misconduct, and it goes into the right of privacy, illegal search and seizure. Then you got to think you have the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. You also have a right to an attorney, and then you have a right to a fair court trial, bail, and bond, and then you also have a right not to be mistreated. See what I mean? Because if they would have ever told them they were in my house outside a state protected light case recorded with my statement of asking for help and with Dave's, it's a legal search and seizure and it's automatically 5 years and they can't look at it. That's why the regular cops are laughing at this. They're like, we could never look or listen. It's illegal. If they actually did this, it's illegal and we could never look or listen. And even the Portage County Sheriff, when I went up to confront them in one of their conference room, and there's other sheriffs listening behind the door, none of that's funny. And he's like, none of us would be in your home, Miss Hall. That would be illegal. And neither would we be in your home before a protective light case, nor in anybody's. And I said, you couldn't look or listen. And I told him about the shower scene they're talking about, and they're telling the Canton police and other investigators, and drugs, and told us say stuff, and I never talked to anybody, and I had bruises. He's like, that was not us, and nor would we ever do that. Okay? So they're throwing these people under the bus. And now, retired Judge Pete, his daughter Michelle, once Dave got everything he wanted, he broke up with that girl. And he used her and her dirty friends to do all this shit. And I'll tell you what, they just need to get over it instead of coming down here and terrorizing me for their dirty friends, breaking my door within 6 days, photoshopping shower scenes, and date rape drugging me and telling me to say something stupid and coming around terrorizing me. And then run around slander me. Because if any of those are connected to the Portage County Sheriffs, I can sue them for slander because they're saying they don't know anything. And if they are connected to them and they did those crimes to me, I can sue them for millions. Now, they need to start talking about me like the good cops from Karen Around the House state case, because that agent, to cover his ass, listed me informant, never had to stay quiet one day, because that was Dave's girlfriend. His family doing it. And he knew about her. He fucking knew about her. He fucking knew about the dirty cameras. He fucking knew about them drugging me up. And he knew about everything. And he took a payoff. And it was a complete setup. And he knew about the shower. He knew everything. Come on now. Because that's why he asked me about the girlfriend. And that's why that guy started rambling in the back. And that's why he told him she didn't know and told him to stop. He knew. He knew. And I didn't understand. Okay? He knew everything. So, yeah. Even for slander and on something that they're saying they have no knowledge of, I could sue them. Good cops that work the state case, he opened to cover his butt and had an officer talk to Dave per requirement of justice. You have to ask for help. They have to agree to protect you. And they have to have the other person spoke to, or they can't be in your home. It's private property. Now, the good officers, Karen's one of the best women you'd ever meet in life. Karen is a victim of a cult drugging her and trying to kill her before. Okay? Karen almost died to save those people. I almost died to save my family. Okay? It's ridiculous for any child to be afraid of Karen. She's nothing but good and love. Karen's one of the best women you'd ever meet in life. And we found all those kids lying in 2018, and they only wanted the house for the judge's daughter. They just, or how did they put it? They only want the house for that girl. They didn't say who she was. They said, yeah, that's how they put it. They only want that. We found all the kids lying, and they only want the house for that girl. And they didn't say who she was. Okay? And for we all know this woman's innocent. And they talk about me like a hero. So I think these dirty cops that are part of this need to start talking about me like the good cops. Or I need to get a police abuse attorney and with a private investigator and find out what dirty cops did it on their own and then sue the police department. And they need to start backing the hell away from me. And retired Judge Pete and his family need to get over it. Like one of the good cops, they didn't realize he manipulated all of them to get what he wanted. That's all he did. He used Michelle and her dirty friends to get the house and the jewelry and then dump that girl. Get over it. Get over it. Come down here and be so pathetic. You have to come down here and take it out on me that you photoshopped a shower scene and you date rape drugged me. That's 20. That's 20 years. How pathetic are you to come down here and take it out on me because he manipulated them and he dumped her and they're never going to get anything. Anything. And they're down here taking it out on me. They're that pathetic. That fucking pathetic. Oh, they even yell out the good cops. We found all the kids lying in 2018. They're just documenting games of pretend. All the cops know that. They just wanted the house for that girl. That's it. They're just documenting games of pretend they're laughing at. So, yeah. And let's see. Karen almost died to save her family. She almost died to save those people. She's a victim of a cult that drugged her and tried to kill her. Karen's one of the best women you'd ever meet in life, and don't you ever disrespect her. Karen is, it's ridiculous for any child to be afraid of Karen. She's nothing but good and love. Screams it. They scream it out. And for we all know this woman's innocent. So I think the bad officers that are in it with retired Judge Pete on their own need to start correcting their behavior. Never, ever slander me again, because slander is a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Because the regular main office, under tape and audio in a conference room, told me they were never in my house, because that would be illegal. And unless they want to put their name on it, that they did it on their own and they're still connected to it, I can sue that police department. And I can sue them personally on their own and they can go to jail. So I think that they better start referring to me like the good police. Because the good police in several departments refer to me like that. And I'll tell you what, the Canton police already know some officers were involved with framing, photoshopping, and drugging before. And they'll be lucky, and the Maslin know. They'll be lucky they don't turn them in the Department of Justice themselves. Because they're looking for who's actually behind all this. And I'll tell you what, they need to, I'll be like the Tuscarora sheriffs, where they said that Portage County sheriffs were sending out emails not to believe me I was ever threatened or harmed. And I told them about the state case and da-da-da-da. And I said, I have a video straight from it. Let me look at it. Where David admits that they were threatening my life and he harmed me. I went back up to get my CCW. He said, we called up there and told him, you already proved to us they were threatening your life and trying to harm you. And no one's to ever badmouth you again in your life. And that's how I feel right now. And if you badmouth me again, there needs to be a police abuse attorney and multi-million-dollar lawsuits. And they're going to deny these people and that they're just doing it on their own and they have no knowledge of it. And then I need to get a private investigator to find out who's doing it. And they need to arrest them and get someone to arrest them. And they need to be sued for everything they have in life because they had no right in my home. Police and agencies can only be in, like Officer Reinhardt Louisville, even the FBI couldn't be in your home. Until Will took your statement and agreed to protect you, they couldn't even be in your home. That's why the cop had to talk to Dave. It's a right to privacy. The right to remain quiet, a right to an attorney, a right to a fair court trial, bail and bond, right not to be mistreated, a right to privacy. They're constitutional laws you can't break or the case is thrown out. And you can't do things on your own. Like they said, they made up a case to watch me before. It's a fraud scheme. It's a scam. And their scam that they did before, being thinking they're funny. And now that he used them and he dumped her, they're just down here harassing me because they can't mentally get over it. They were scammed themselves. So they're coming down here trying to run a scam, taking it out on the wife, that they helped steal everything. And that idiot took it for herself. So they're down here harassing me instead of going after him. They're that pathetic.